Hello everybody and welcome to this tutorial for a real-time and day-night cycle. So as you can see, I got an object here which is positioned at 0, 0, 0 and it's got time, and I got an object which is going to represent the sun, and I just put it on a 20 on the X value compared to this one. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna create a script here, remove this, and I'm gonna create it here, and it's gonna be C# script, and I'm gonna call this real-time day night, and we're gonna open it in mono develop. There we go. Just remove this. So for this we're gonna have a few variables. They are not all necessary, but I think it's handy for you guys to have this because it gives you something to check at the inspector. So the first thing is a public string, and this is going to be called time. And this is actually going to be a representation of the current time or the time in the game. And we're gonna have a public variable, and that's gonna be a float, and that's gonna be the time speed. So this is, if you want the time to be twice as fast, you put in 2, but the default is 1. And we want to have wait, no, I will do that later. So first we start with start function. And in this one, we're gonna use the system datetime.now, and this is see, I got a mistake there. There we go. And we're gonna put that in time. So we're gonna say time is, and this one will get our system time. So we get system.datetime.now to string, and the format is gonna be HHMMSS. Make sure this is not a semicolon because that won't work. And we end here with a semicolon. And then we're gonna do something that's gonna set the start values for everything we have. So we have the current time is 0f, and I will have to make that here because this one is gonna keep track of the amount of seconds, because we're gonna keep track of the amount of seconds that the time is. So we're gonna have private, because it's gonna be private, and it's gonna be a float, and it's current time. Okay. So current time is 0, and then what we want is, we want to get for every hour, we want to add 3600 to it, because that's the amount of seconds there are in an hour. So we're gonna say current time plus is equals system.datetime.now .hour. And we're gonna multiply that by 3600, and we're gonna do the same for the minutes, and of course a minute only got 60 seconds in it. Just gonna create this to 60, and this one of course is gonna be seconds. And because we don't have to multiply anything for the seconds, so it's just gonna be a second. And also what we want to do is just to be no, that's just gonna be it. And now we want to actually put the rotation of our object to the correct rotation depending on the time. So what we want to do is we want the sun to be rise at 6 in the morning and go down at 6 in the morning. So as the position is now, I'm gonna say that the blue arrow is pointing to the north. So that means that the red arrow is east, and the sun rises in the east and goes down in the west. So that's over here. So this should be 6 in the morning, which means this should be on actually the quarter of the day, because the day starts at midnight and the 6 hours, that's a quarter of the time. So actually when the sun is right there above us, it should be half past a day, because when it is below it's midnight, and when it's there it's exactly 12 in the afternoon. So but as you can see, this shows 90. This should be showing, sorry, this should be showing this should be showing 180. But as you can see, 180 is over there. So we need to subtract 90 for this. Get it right. So what we're gonna do is we need to have we need to know what the percentage is of the day, and we need to get that in our rotation. So we're gonna make a float rotation just here as a temporary variable, and I want it's gonna be equal to 160, the complete a complete circle for the day. And then we're gonna say that our current time, and then we need to have the maximum seconds in a day, because we want to compare it to a whole day. And I already calculated this before, so you don't have to do it, and that's max time. Forgot to say that's a float. Max time. And the max time is equal to 86,400. So we want to make sure this is in brackets. I'm gonna divide it by max time. And of course, now we will get, if we are half past a day, this will result in 0.5, which will result in 180. But as we saw, is when we put in 180 there, it actually needs to be 90 less. So to fix that, we're just gonna say minus 90. Done, easy as that. And then of course we need to put this in our rotation. So we're gonna say transform dot rotation equals criterion dot Euler, and this is 0.0 rotation. So this is not a dot, this is a comma. I don't know if that's also comma in English, but it's for me it's comma. And now I can end that with a silicon. So that's it for the startup, because now it will just put, if I save this, press F8 to check if there's any error. There's none. Go back to Unity, and now if we run, I'm going to put this on this object, time object, of course. If we run it, it's gonna put, well, it's 10:58 there now. So, and it will be put here, which is about right. So next is gonna be our update function, which is gonna add something to the rotation every time our program is updated for every frame. So what we're gonna do here, we're gonna make an a difference in rotation again, so we're going to make a float. It's going to be called rot2, and this is also going to be 360 times 1 divided by the max time. Yep, and the reason because I do this is just to make sure that nothing goes wrong. Well, nothing can go wrong, but I'm just doing this for the heck of it. So time dot delta time, and then we're gonna use our time speed, because what this will do, this is calculating how much rotation there should be if 1 second has passed. This is just some quite small number. Let's see, what will it be? So 360 times and a 1 divided by our maximum number, which is this. Well, this is 1 second, so this is a rotation for 1 second. It's quite small, and if we multiply it by delta time and then time by time speed, we will get the amount of rotation we need to get from that change. So that's our rotation for the z-axis, and we're gonna make it rotate now. So we say transform.rotate, and we're gonna say it's gonna be 0 there, 0 there, and on the z-axis it's gonna be run. So there we go. If we go here now and we press play, you can see it's increasing there. And if I would say like 1000, so the time is going 1000 times faster than normal, you can see it rotates pretty well. But there will be one little problem later on if we want our time to be updated. So just to make it a little bit clear at the beginning, if we're gonna put everything that we want, so that it's the time, maybe you want to be able to reset time to the current real life time, or system time in your case. If we put it all in the update function, it will be a lot of code there and it looks ugly. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make some functions, and the first one is that I'm gonna change the fact that like this little bit here is so this is gonna stay here. I'm sorry. I want this part here, I want that in a function, and this function is gonna be called set to real time. I'm gonna get all this, and I'm gonna cut it out and paste it there. Also, we want our time to be set, and that's gonna be this. As you can see, this one here, and I want it to be updated. So we're gonna make a function too for that, and this one is gonna be called, let's see what I made before, set time string. And for this we're gonna check it on the current time. So we're gonna say float. I'm gonna say sec2 is current time, because we need to subtracting a certain amount of seconds from it, and we don't want to actually mess with the time that's being used well, this is going to keep track of the time. So we don't want to mesh with this. This just needs to be this, and this is what we're going to use, and we're going to mess with that. So our time string is going to be set to nothing. Well, nothing, an empty string. And then we're going to say that we're going to make an integer, and it's going to be called hours. And this is going to be a math floor to int. And this is going to be the sect2 divided by this amount. So what this does is it takes our sect2, which is our current time, we divide it by 3600, and we're going to round it down so we won't mess with anything, because we are not going to look in like, oh, we got half an hour, because that's going to be in the minutes and nowhere else. And we also don't want it to make it like that the hours is bigger than it actually is, because that doesn't make sense. So we got you're going to round it down, and you're going to do that with floor to integer to int. And then of course we still need to subtract it. So we're going to save hours times 3600. So now we got all the hours are subtracted from our sect2. And we're going to do the same for the minutes. So minutes equals, and then we're just gonna this one, and we're gonna divide it by 60. And then of course we're gonna subtract it to, just like with the rest, hours, sorry, not hours, minutes times 60. And the same with seconds. And because we do not have to multiply or divide by anything, it will just be this. And still, it's important to keep this. And just to be sure that it is 0 then. Or, well, close to 0 then. Like that. So that if we want to check in the future if, yeah, well, every second is already being subtracted from this, you can check that, but for now we're just gonna keep it like that. I'm gonna say time plus equals, and that's gonna be hours to string plus, and then we want those dots in between, and I'm gonna say minutes to string seconds to string. So now if we're going back, it won't actually do anything, of course, because we don't have this in our update function or anywhere else. So we're gonna put this in our update function. There's our update function. So we can put away the void there. We go back to Unity now. I'm gonna play doing nothing, and that is because we are not increasing the current time at all. So let's see, in our update function to fix that is that we're gonna keeping track of the in-game time, and that's going to be current time plus equals time dot delta time times the time speed. Right. So now we still have to use this, and we are gonna put that. Gonna put that in our over here. without a void. And there we go. Now it's displaying the time correctly. And that's gonna be it for this video. I will add a second video that will make us able to reset the time back to the real time. So thank you for watching. If you can use this and you like this video, please give that a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel for more. I would really appreciate it, and I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.